Serayah announces that she has ended her engagement with Joey Bad ASS because of alleged infidelity, y'all. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So, Serayah and Joey Bad ASS have, Serayah announced that it's over. That it's it, that's all, it's over, it's done, it's finito. Is he in the road? Is he in the line? You know what I'm saying? For this relationship, for this engagement. So, Serayah, those of you who know, she was on Empire. She starred in all types of TV shows and movies. Most notably and recently, of course, is Ruth and Boaz. But she's been on the scene. Her and her now ex-fiance were on the cover of Essence. We're at different fashion weeks together. All of this, all of that. There was all this buzz about their relationship, right? So I believe that they met in 2021. I believe it wasn't confirmed until 2023, where the dating rumors about the two of them really started to ramp up, started to heat up, and all of the things. And then, of course, in 2025, Serayah and Joey welcomed their first child together, right? And so a couple of months after that, while Serayah was postpartum, everything else, dealing with being a new mom, all of the things, they got engaged. They got engaged, and we never heard from them again. They announced the engagement, and it was quiet on the creek, you guys. It was quiet on the creek because I didn't remember any updates about that. I didn't remember any updates about there being any wedding planning, any wedding date, or any of the sort, right? And I'm not saying that the engagement was like a, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let's put a Band-Aid on it. Let's continue. You know what I'm saying? We got this family together. I'm going to do right by you. I'm not saying that's what happened. But it's giving that this alleged cheating has been around, because let's get into the statement. So this is courtesy of Serayah's Instagram account, you guys, and let's get into it. It says, there comes a point in a woman's life when choosing herself is no longer an option. It becomes necessary. After much thought, I have made the difficult decision to end my engagement and relationship with the father of my child, Joey. I love deeply, believed wholeheartedly in the... Did I say wholeheartedly? Wholeheartedly, you guys. It's Monday. Bear with me. In the life we were building, and wanted nothing more than to protect our family. Unfortunately, I also had to face a painful truth. There had been repeated infidelity throughout our relationship. Including during some of the most vulnerable and meaningful moments of my life. I shared this not for sympathy, retaliation, or to publicly tear anyone down. I share it because too many women are taught to question themselves before they question what is happening right in front of them. If your intuition is telling you something wrong, listen to it. Don't make yourself smaller to keep someone else comfortable. Don't compromise your values because you're afraid of losing the future you imagine. And don't allow someone else's choices to become a referendum on your worth. Love should not require you to abandon yourself. I will always respect the fact that we share a beautiful son, and my priority will be protecting his peace, privacy, and relationship with both of his parents. For that reason, I won't be discussing the intimate details of our relationship publicly, although it is in the statement, beyond what I have shared here. This chapter did not end the way that I prayed it would, but endings can also be beginnings. And again, that is courtesy of Serayah's Instagram page, and all of this and all of that. You guys, he is a rapper. Joey is a rapper from Brooklyn, New York. Y'all who watch my Clarissa Shields and Remy Ma videos, who else is a rapper from Brooklyn, New York, you guys? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? This is the same, it's like the same script. It is the same story time and time again. In 2022, you guys, before it was confirmed, a year before it was even confirmed that Joey was involved with Serayah, you guys, he said to Angela Yee that he is poly. Meaning he does not believe in being faithful to one woman. So that right there to me is already a red flag. If you're trying to be like a sneaky link with him or something, do you. But this is not marriage material. This is not relationship material. All the women should have stayed clear. All of the women should have stayed clear, unless you were a groupie, unless you just thought he was fine and wanted to hook up with him. What do they say now? Fine, S-H-I-T. You know what I'm saying? But that right there would have been an immediate turnoff that somebody is out here saying they're poly in an interview. In an interview. But for whatever reason, sometimes y'all get caught up. Sometimes y'all get caught up and y'all believe that the lies, the manipulation, the tactics that these men are going to tell you to get them draws. And unfortunately, some of y'all fall for it. Unfortunately, some of y'all fall for it and y'all think that this is going to be forever, ever. Y'all think that, bringing a kid into this and everything else, it's going to smooth everything over. It's going to be more of a commitment. And then proposing while you're a couple months out postpartum, told the story. It felt like to me there'd been cheating. There's been cheating. There had been disrespect. But some of these couples, they get caught up in the image of it all. You know what I'm saying? Trying to look like a power couple, seeing everybody glaze over their couple photos and their couple interviews with the chemistry, two attractive people, all of this and all of that. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, it is H-E-double-L. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, this man is playing in your face. No. Talking about in the Essence interview in June of 2025 that he had changed his perspective on being poly and has allegedly been monogamous since his relationship, and that he bought a home and that changed his perspective. I am not buying any of that nonsense. And he said, although I'm monogamous now, I don't discourage or disagree with anyone going after poly lifestyle or whatever you want to do. But it is where I'm at right now, and this is where I feel secure. And I'm here to tell you that was PR control. That was PR control. I don't believe that for a second. I do not believe that for a second, because in the statement that Serayah just posted was a couple of things besides the cheating, you guys. She said, I had to face a painful truth. There had been repeated infidelity throughout our relationship, including during some of the most vulnerable and meaningful moments of my life. A lot of times you will hear about people cheating while you're pregnant or shortly after you have a child, because people don't want to deal with the change in hormones, the change in emotions, and they use that as an excuse. They use the change in your appearance, the gaining weight, everything else. They use all of that as an excuse. It is like a freebie. But it sounds like to me the cheating has gone on before the pregnancy, during the pregnancy, after the pregnancy, after the engagement. It sounds like a man who told you he was poly was always going to be poly. And that's why I said what he told Essence that he's monogamous was BS. That was damage control. And y'all know that was damage control. That was a PR answer. If someone's telling you from jump that they're poly, there should be no reason for you to entertain them. You're not going to be the only one they're dealing with. And the other red flag in this, besides the infidelity, was don't make yourself smaller to keep someone else comfortable. Don't compromise your values because you're afraid of losing the future you imagine. And don't allow someone else's choices to become a referendum on your worth. So that tells me Serayah's star is rising. Serayah is the moment. Serayah is the it girl. Joey's not getting that same type of motion despite all these years in the industry. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar to you guys? So what happens is when somebody is not secure in themselves and they are in a relationship with somebody who is the bigger name, the bigger star, the bigger motion, bigger shmoney, they start to take out the resentment on you. They find ways to make you feel small. They find ways to make you feel humbled. And the easiest thing is to get the attention and get the validation from women on the side. To cheat on you and all of this and all that, to play in your face, to make you feel like you still got it. Like your ego, is still being taken care of. Because you're too intimidated and jealous of the success of your more successful partner. So you need something to make yourself feel like you are still, the man out here. You're still hot on the scene. When the reality is you're hot in the pants. You couldn't keep the D inside the household. And there was not going to be any baby or any engagement that was going to change that. Because the man said a year before y'all got confirmed being dating that he was poly. And so ultimately, his choices became a detriment to you. You kept trying to find ways to rationalize this and make this work, but it was not your fault. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I would hold on to is, did you know in advance about that interview with Angela Yee? Did you know in advance about the interview with Angela Yee where the man said he was poly? Because if you knew and you still chose to get involved with him, thinking that things were going to be different for you, that is where I would say, okay, you know what I'm saying? There needs to be accountability there. But if you genuinely didn't know, and then people tried to tell you after the fact, and you still were like, oh no, he was just talking mess to Angela. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that full context of it. But the bigger question that I have is when the actual cheating began, and why didn't you leave the first time it happened? Because by that point in time, that interview would have had to resurface. That information would have had to resurface. Because here's the thing. The difference is y'all are public figures, right? So y'all can have anybody on y'all team, do y'all research, do y'all background checks on these people that y'all want to be entangled with, on these people y'all want to be in a relationship with. Y'all can do that background check and find out if there's anything sus that he said in any interviews, in any performances as a rapper, anything that he has done that is going to be a red flag or a potential issue if I get romantically involved with him. And that is additional access and resources that you have compared to the regular smegular folks like us. So immediately, if you met him in 2021 and this interview came out with Angela Yee in 2022 where he refers to himself as poly, I would have immediately been off him. I would have immediately been off him. But I think ultimately Serayah had envisions of her mind that this guy was going to be her future man, her future hubby, the future father of her kids. Maybe got swept up in the D, got demonetized, all the things, all the sort. And thought she was going to be different. Thought that all of these things that she was going to try to do to make this work, he was going to eventually stop cheating. And the thing of it is, a cheater's not going to stop cheating. And these men out here, especially after they impregnate you as well, and they've already said they're poly, that they're looking for their next victim. They're looking for their next victim. You know what I'm saying? Because now the damage is done. The deed has been done, right? And I feel like that engagement, I feel like this was already after a series of infidelities to try to once again recommit to the relationship, but it was already too late. It was too much stuff that had happened that the relationship was not going to survive. That is just my opinion. And clearly, here we are a year later. Like I said, I didn't hear any announcements about any wedding planning or how wedding planning was going or anything of the sort. It just felt like a ring to continue to stick around, continue to stay the course. That, you know, I'm going to change my ways. I'm going to commit to this family. I'm never going to do this or that. But you're dealing with somebody who is poly and lied to Essence about changing their stance on poly all because they bought a house. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it's another example of how y'all celebrity women try to make these men look good. Try to make these Brooklyn rappers look good. You know what I'm saying? And the truth is right there in your face. The truth is right there in your face. Now, I don't know if what happened with the alleged cheating, that maybe in the beginning Serayah didn't believe it. Maybe it was women in the DMs that was like, listen, your man's out here sleeping with me. You know what I'm saying? And maybe she didn't want to believe it. Maybe she didn't want to feature it. Maybe she didn't think he would play her like that. I don't know. But at some point, everybody can't be lying. And there's easy ways to fact check information on whether or not your man is out here cheating versus somebody just saying it to say it, right? But again, he said in the beginning, he's poly. He said in the beginning, he's poly. You know what I mean? And then he tried to diminish your self-esteem and your self-confidence and have you dim your light and dim your success and dim the stars being on you because he was jealous. We also saw this with Halle Bailey and DDG. We saw this with Halle Bailey and DDG as well, where they're still trying to make a rap career happen. They're still trying to make fetch happen. You're the star. You're on the Hollywood marquee. You're on the billboards and everything else. You're getting exposed to a new lifestyle, new invites to stuff, A-list events because of me, not because of you. So unfortunately, this happened, and I actually wish this happened sooner, to be honest with you, because anybody saying that they're poly should have been an immediate turnoff and all the things. But again, people may think it was different. People may play that they didn't know, but you knew something to make sure that that got course corrected in that Essence magazine interview last year. That was ongoing commentary people were making, like, how could you be with this man that said he was poly? How could you bring a child into the world with a man who said he's poly? But now you've reached your limit, right? Because every woman has a limit on how much cheating they're going to deal with. Sometimes it is for the first time they cheat. Other people, it might be for, it might take multiple times after that. So that is it, you guys, for this video. I need y'all to do me the biggest favor. I need y'all to do y'all biggest one, and that is to hype the video. Hype the video, please. Hype the video like you never hyped a video before in your life. There is that. That is it. That is all. It's todos es final. Es finito. Es the end the road. Es the end the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post the content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.